let's start the session. Let me share my screen with you all. So today's agenda is basically to understand why personal branding matters, how you need to brand yourself very clearly, how to build a very visible online presence with expanding your network, and at the end of it, how to attract opportunities in it. So can you tell me all, like, what do you believe, what is the purpose of a car? What is the main purpose of a car?
Anybody, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
To get you from one place to another.
Sonika, exactly. To commute. Abir is also right. So, the main purpose of a car is to take you from A place to B place. Now, there are two brands of car available. Okay. One is your Suzuki and second is your BMW. Okay. If I ask you to choose a car for yourself, you don't have to pay anything for it. Which car you are going to choose? And if you have an ample amount of money, which car you are going to choose?
BMW.
Like BMW. Obviously, like both, but for your information, both the cars do the same thing. They are going to help you to take you from A place to B place. That is what Suzuki is going to do. That is what BMW will do. But in the first go, you chose BMW, right? Similar thing happens with people. So there are people who are earning like 12 lakhs per annum, 13 lakhs per annum. In that space, there are people who are earning maybe 50 lakhs per annum, 60 lakhs per annum. The main difference is how they have positioned themselves in the market, how they are showcasing their skills. Because Suzuki is also doing the same, BMW is also doing the same. But for your BMWs, they have refined their skill sets. So the experience that you are going to get when you sit in a BMW is different, because of which we are even excited to pay a bit more amount, right? Similarly, your LinkedIn plays an important role. The value you are going to create for yourself comes from the presence you are having on. That is why nowadays, as the competition is increasing, as people are now well connected. So even if you are sitting in India, suppose me, I'm from New Delhi, right? I'm able to connect with people who are sitting in UAE. So the communication gap is shortened, but the competition have increased. Okay, so we have to provide something different. So personal branding is an asset that is going to work for you throughout your life. So this time maybe you are making the switch. Maybe next time you want to move to a different country or different part of the country and you want a good opportunity. Maybe, recruiters will directly reach out. So the personal branding is a very, very important part. Now, majority of the people, what challenges they face is they don't know how to leverage LinkedIn. So, to give you an idea, there are managerial opportunities obviously in the hospitals, and there are dental surgeon opportunities, then hygienist opportunities, what I believe is there. But earlier, majority of people used to rely on other job portals. Monster is there, Indeed is there, then Naukri and all. There are multiple other domains. But all the CEO level people, all the recruiters now are moving towards LinkedIn. So we should also know how to leverage LinkedIn for ourselves. Okay, you should know how to basically expand your network, what type of people you need to add in your profile, and how to post more opportunities with the help of LinkedIn. And initially we were discussing about as the space have decreased between people. Now, accessibility is there. So the competition have increased. So you should be distinguished from other people. If two people are applying, why someone is going to choose you? If you are having something distinct in your profile, right? So for your information, like, okay, this is one is for IT, but I'll give you an idea. In the previous 5 years, the LinkedIn, consumption have increased to 1 billion. 98% of recruiters are using LinkedIn Recruiter, okay? And every day there are getting 20 million job opportunities posted on them. And you have the accessibility in your every second, hundreds of job applications are submitted. That is why your profile is not getting shortlisted. Okay, everyone is using easy apply option. So for you guys, let me ask you one thing: how many of you have done easy apply, and how many times? Give me a number, random. Okay, Abir have done that. All right. Okay, only Abir. Dr. Shruti, Sonika, Riaz. Okay, Adina. All right. So you all have done easy apply. I'll tell you one thing. It is waste of time. So you have wasted your precious time in this, because easy apply is very easy. Everyone is doing that, and recruiters don't have that much time. Okay. They are going to check one by one the ever have applied. And with the first gist of your profile, that is visible to them. That is only the 32 characters in your headline. Okay, only 32 characters are visible to the recruiter. Through that, they check should we contact you or not. So, if you can make your image with those 32 characters, maybe they are going to click on your profile and then check your resume. Okay. Otherwise, they are going to just scroll past it. Maybe you have invested hours in creating your resume, but it is uploaded through Easy Apply and Tech. If you are going to referral good connections, then obviously recruiters are going to notice you. They are going to check your profile and everything. Okay. So I'm not saying you have wasted your time in creating a resume. All right. So the next step. So if I ask you, out of these two profiles, which one you would accept first? So if two profiles have requested you for a connection and you see their profile in the one go, which request you are going to accept first? A or B? B. Sonika is saying B, Hadina is saying B, Abid is saying B. Now, any one of you, can you tell me why do you think B would be a good profile to accept? Maybe Divya is having 16 or 20 years of experience. Maybe she is earning more than Himanshi, right? Maybe she is a better, person for the job than Himanshi. But the chances are on the higher side that Himanshi's profile is getting accepted. Can you tell me why? Visual impact. True. Impression. Presentation of the profile. True. Personal brand. Okay. First impression. Sonika is saying first impression. True. Now, when person lands on your profile, within first few seconds, you have to grab their attention. Then only they are going to scroll down and actually see if even your profile is, worth spending time on. To give you an idea, when someone lands on your profile, first thing that they'll notice is your profile picture. Okay, 30% of a person's brain go to the profile picture. Second thing is your banner, what you have written in your one. If you can attract a person's thought process with your banner, if you can add what you are doing in the banner, then again, you can do that. Third is your name. To be honest, people don't even check your name first. If you will ask someone, I will give you 3 pictures and 3 names. You will remember the name. You will remember the pictures rather than the name. So that is why your profile pictures matter. Then headline. Headline, as I mentioned, whenever someone is scrolling, whenever you are applying for any opportunity, the first 32 characters of this, okay, your headline is the one which is visible to the recruiter, which is visible whenever you are commenting on something, whenever you are requesting someone to connect with them or anything. Okay. Then is the company and the education you are having. So always make sure that you have, specified it. Okay. Once this is done, then you have to understand optimizing the first part is important, but each and every section is also important. Once you start creating an account on LinkedIn, they give you a, what do we call this?
Profile. The profile strength.
The matrix is there where they are calculating, profile strength. Is it beginner level, intermediate level, or you have completed each and every section of your profile. So completing each and every section improves your rank, by which, if suppose I'm a recruiter, I want to find a person for my hospital, I need a dentist, maybe. Okay. Then I'm going to search for a keyword dentist and I'm going to add few other keywords with it. Okay. If your profile is 100% covered, okay, you have added each and every section, then your profile will come in first search bar, okay, first few pages of the LinkedIn. Otherwise, if your profile is not completed, the chances are that there are hundreds of people with your name, hundreds of people with your expertise. So your profile won't even get a chance to sit in front of it. Okay. So once this is done, the most important sections to complete in your LinkedIn is profile picture, headline, about section, and then experience section and your banner, the cover picture. Okay. So what are the first few steps to build your brand identity? Number 1, optimize your LinkedIn profile, start networking with people, develop content, and do the job searches. So whenever you are thinking about selecting a picture, okay, profile picture, you have to first think about it professional but approachable. So suppose if I have added a picture where I'm sitting without any expression and I'm like, okay, no one will think about, connecting with you. maybe in the first go, because it is the first impression, right? They are clicking on your picture after that. Once they find you attractive, not in terms of anything wrong, but in terms of, okay, friendly face. Okay, you should smile a bit, dress appropriately, look neat. So here are few images. Okay, we have to make sure we are not adding anything casual. Be professional in pictures. Lighting and everything should be proper. So that is that. Now, out of you all, like, give me an idea. Okay, how many of you have your profile pictures uploaded?
I think we can ask the other way. How many don't have a profile picture yet?
Oh, yeah, that too is good. Okay. How many of you don't have that? No, actually, I was going to ask Shruti to share her screen and let's check what kind of pictures she. Okay. So, Shruti, if you have connected via laptop, do you think you can share your screen and let's check? Take a quick look of your picture. If not, it is fine. Any one of you who is interested in sharing, then we can do that.
Or you can just pin your LinkedIn profile. I can open it from here also. You can just put it.
So, Abhi, the profile is good, but through your profile, you are working in clinical operations, okay, health administration, dentist. So, Abhi, are you trying to attract opportunities for managerial roles or dentist management roles? Okay. So, look, profile picture is okay, but try to add a picture with the front view. Okay, so your overall face is visible. In your shoulders, if the image is there, it is also fine. Okay, it doesn't matter. But yeah, your face should be clear. Background and everything is fine again. Yeah, that's the only change I can tell you. All right, let's see another one. Okay, so Sonika, when I have opened this picture, do you think your face is visible to us? Can we relate to you? If I suppose open up your profile, and would I remember your image from here?
Yeah, it's not that visible. Yeah.
Yes. So make sure that the picture that you are adding should be till your shoulders, okay? And your face should be visible. It should be in between the circles so that people will remember you moving forward.
Sure.
Okay? Thank you. Yeah. All right. Then let's check. Few of the images I'm checking right now. After that, to check other parts of profiles, we will use these links which you guys have shared. Okay. Okay. So if you'll see again with Shaheen, the same challenge is there, right? Her face is getting cut off. What is more visible is a black curve. And for Shaheen, I believe you are trying to target opportunities in the dentist domain or managerial. Shaheen, can you give me an idea of what type of opportunities you are trying to target?
Yes, for dentist.
For dentist. When I look at your picture, you are looking like a lawyer. Okay. More of like a lawyer, because they usually wear the black clothes, right? And your image is getting cut from your head up. So that you can work with. Once we take care of this thing, then there is a challenge with custom URL. So out of you all, have anyone customized their LinkedIn URL? Riya have done that, Callie have done that, Abir have done that. So you guys have...
Can you tell me how to make a custom URL?
Okay. So when you will go to your profile, let me do one thing. Let me share my profile out here. So when you will go to your profile here, you will see here the public profile and URL section. Click on the edit button, and from here you can change your URL. So you can change whatever suits you. You can add and see if it is available, then you can save it and directly, it will be changed. Creating a perfect headline. So this is the first thing that any recruiter sees in your profile. We have to be very clear and concise. Make sure the first line should tell the recruiter what exactly you are doing. After that, you can add keywords, whatever you want. Okay. I believe there are around 200 or 222 characters limit to your headline. So use them very wisely. Don't use words which are, not usually searched by people, because they will either search for medical operations, right? Then your profile should pop up. If they are searching for dentists, your profile should pop up. If you will write dental wizard, okay, then the chances are low that profile is going to come up. So be professional, be very simple yet clean. You can keep it very compact as well, but it should showcase what you guys are doing. Few examples I have added here. There is one from Dr. Nanda. You can see she is a ECG expert. So in her first few lines, okay, if someone is going to see her profile, they'll know what she's doing. So there are 220 characters that we can use for the headline. Now you guys can use these ChatGPT prompt. Okay, you can give them your resume, add this prompt, and it will create automatically few options for you. Okay, and from these options, then you can cut and paste and add whatever things you are liking and improvise on. So throughout your profile, whenever you'll be working on it, I will be sharing these ChatGPT prompts with you later on. Use them, try them. It is going to help you a lot. Otherwise, it takes a lot of time to think and do the proper research. Once this is sorted, then is about section. So about section is important to increase your SEO reach. Suppose I want my profile to pop up whenever someone is searching for UAE or dentist or maybe UAE medical operations expert. Okay, if I want that, I have to repeat that again and again and again. So the about section is the one which gives you the most flexibility. So you have like 1,000 and something character limits to your about section. Here you can add all of your information. You can explain properly what you guys have been doing so far, and you can focus on these keywords again and again, adding your years of experience, skill sets, then job titles, accomplishments, passions, career goals. And with that, you have to keep it very readable, because if there are lots of paragraphs, huge paragraphs, the chances are low that someone is going to read them. So this one is a about section of a medical professional. Okay, but if you'll see, if suppose I start reading it from the very beginning, right, after some time I will think like, okay, no, I cannot do it, right? Similarly, let's check Hilna's profile. Formation that too in blocks. So if we want, we can break it down into smaller sentences. We can add overall experience that you are holding and focus on keywords. So she has written general dentist with 2+ years of clinical experience, committed to deliver gentle, effective, personalized care. Okay, we can work on that. Okay, the experience section is also empty. We'll come to that later. But yeah, this about section we can work. So this is one of my clients. So if you'll see his about section, you'll see. See, can you see the readability? Yes, because nowadays with the Instagram and everything, our attention span has decreased. So wherever someone comes to our picture, they get hooked on our profile. Okay, so fine. For the about section as well, I have created 3 prompts that you guys can use. Okay, and create a compelling about sections for yourself and update those. Otherwise, try all the 3, see which one is giving better, and don't just copy and paste. Okay, humanize it a bit. Okay, because people understand you have copied it from ChatGPT. Change words, change few words from here and there, and then add it to your about section. Next is your experience section. Okay, how many of you have updated the experience sections properly? So this is Shruti's profile. Okay, Shruti, we need to work on the profile picture. Cover image is empty. We'll work on that as well. Your headline is okay. So you have mentioned clearly dentist. But if you have some experience, add the experience. General dentist with this much years of experience. Okay. And this fellowship, okay. So in the about section, we can add as much information here we want. We can even add links and all. All right. She have used the features section too. Okay. So if you'll see now, here, this is the experience section where you have added about the jobs that you have played. Okay, the jobs you have done. You haven't added your achievements in this experience section. Okay, let's see one more profile who was saying I have done that. There is Priyanka. Priyanka have shared a link. Let's see. Okay, Priyanka have used her passport size photograph, I believe. Is it the case, Priyanka? Okay, this is, yes. She have added. So Priyanka, we need to change this, add a bit professional yet a bit casual picture, because this way it is not seeming very connecting. Okay.
Okay, I'll change.
All right. Then in the experience section, we can, you have already added, but if you have worked on multiple things, then you can even add numbers. When you add numbers to things, suppose for me, I have created 2 resumes for myself. In one resume, I have written, in my previous organization, I hired 3 permanent employees. Okay. In second day of my resume, I have written, In my previous organization, on a budget of 5K, I hired 3 permanent employees, because of which I saved my company 20 lakhs in revenue on an ongoing project. Okay. So both of the things are telling you the same thing. She hired 3 employees, right? But the second one is telling you why they are maybe paying me more, why my profile is getting shortlisted more, why I am in demand. So making sure whatever experience you are adding, make it more impactful with numbers and everything. Now in the experience section, as I mentioned, we can use this Laszlo's block formula as well. That is accomplished this as measured by this by doing this. So what were your accomplishments? How you measured them? By doing what? Exactly. This thing you can use in your resume as well. I will tell you, many like 90% people don't focus on this thing, making it impactful. They are just randomly telling theoretical things, and it is going to set you apart from other people. And yes, if you have done some NGO related work, that is not in
Experience.
relevance to your profile, right? You don't need to add that. If you have some people, what they do is, I was a tutor for this long, they also add that. It is not relevant. Okay, make sure whatever you are adding to your profile, it is relevant to the opportunity you are trying to target. Additionally, if you are a dentist and you are trying to target managerial position, then you have to correlate the new role that you are targeting with your previous experience. So first you have to check what all things they are looking for. Out of those, extract the transferable skills. How many of you know about transferable skills? What are transferable skills? Monica, yes, tell me.
Transferable skills will be like communication skills, analytical or critical thinking skills, teamwork and collaboration, time management, problem solving skills. Yes.
So the skills that you have mentioned are your transferable skills. For each and every one, there are different sets of transferable skills. What were their experience? So suppose I am a software engineer and I want to become a product manager. Okay. So I have to check my job description as a software engineer. I have to check my profile as a product manager, and I have to check what are the bridging areas, what are the common skills that I used in this profession and that are being used in my next profession. So these are the most important ones. If you are coming from a profile and you are trying to target a different profile, make sure in your resume you are multiple times using the transferable skills. In the first section, in your LinkedIn as well, you are adding transferable skills. Okay, so that way the chances will be higher that people will see your relevance for that profile that you are targeting. So here are few examples. These again, how you need to write your experience section. Accomplished this by doing this, improved this by doing this, treated this many patients, created this much in revenue, or managed any
300 plus patients, and they received a 5-star Google reviews
for all my hygiene takes. So that's like what you did, how it was measured, and everything is there.
For this as well, I will be giving you some ChatGPT prompts that you can use. But again and again, I'm telling you, don't just copy and paste. People know when you are doing that. Okay, a bit of changes are needed whenever you are doing that. Now, keywords throughout your profile are very important to increase your searchability, to increase your visibility on LinkedIn. So when we focused on the custom URL link, then also I mentioned there you can add keywords. Then in your about section, I mentioned you can use as much keywords as you want. In your headline again, keywords play an important role. So suppose this is a person who wants to get recognized for SEO. So if someone wants to search SEO, his profile should come in first few pages. So again and again, see, many times he is repeating it. In his name also he have added SEO expert. According to me, if the keyword is very small, then you can add that to your name. Otherwise, it doesn't look very professional. Suppose I will write Himanshi Sharma and then in front of it I will write personal branding expert. Then it won't be that much, visibly good, but it is a very small keyword. You can do that.
Yeah, I think all the doctors can mention the doctor keyword at least before their name.
Yes. I believe majority of you guys have added doctor to your name. That's true. Who haven't done that on your LinkedIn? We haven't added doctor. Okay, Avir, I believe you have spent too many years in becoming a doctor and you should add doctor to your name tag. Okay, fine. So once this is done, then in the featured section, what we can do in our feature. So give me an idea. who haven't used featured section till now. Okay, Abir is more inclined to. But Abir, tell me one thing. If you are coming with a doctor experience and then you are trying to become a manager, then companies would be more inclined towards you. Okay, this person knows about patient care. He know how to deal with doctors and everything. Right? It is going to be only a profit pool.
But I personally feel if I add doctor or add more of my dental experience, maybe they will feel that she is more, more experienced in dentistry instead of managing an administration departments. That's why I just, I never use that doctor and I never use my dental experience there. Although I have really good experience, but just to, keep the focus on management side, I just, to get out.
I'll give you an example again, the transferable skills that I understand. From your experience, you have to extract out instances or stories when your experience as a dentist, helped you in managing people. Suppose in my clinic, there were 20 people at a time and there was a lot of managerial issue. So I created a framework so by which, I manage this many people. So that way you are not diminishing your previous experience. You are only extracting things which are relevant to the new role that you are trying to target, rather than writing, okay, as a dentist, I treated 500 patients. You are not writing that. You are writing at a go, I managed 20 people with this format, or I did this by doing this.
Perfect.
When you click on the plus document, there you can add all your achievements, basically. Okay. So in LinkedIn, if you know, whenever you're posting something, after some time, it is not visible on your profile. People have to scroll through. So if you have certain achievements that you can showcase in your featured section, so someone will go to your profile, they can click on it and see. So if you have a portfolio as well, that portfolio also you can add in your featured section. Okay. All the certifications, licenses you can add. You can add all the licenses and certifications for yourself, add the dates, times and everything. It is going to increase the profile authenticity. Then in the skill section, you can add all the skills you are having. You can also get people endorse it. So in the skill section, again, the plus mark is available and you can use that to add those things here. Then get some recommendations. So if you are trying to target managerial positions in your previous organizations, if you have worked with people who, where you have managed things, you can go to your recommendation section, and from there you can message people to get a recommendation. Let me see if I have added an image here. Okay. All right. How many of you have added some recommendations? Zana's profile picture is good. Her banner image is also good. Dentist plus implantologist. Okay. This you can change, Farzana, if you want. You can remove this number by making it more personalized for yourself. Additionally, okay, featured section is added. Look, guys, if any of you haven't added that, you can see, right? She have added her achievements. She had a podcast or session, maybe that too she have added. Great. Okay. So here, Farzana, if you want, you can also mention about your achievements in this section. Let me see about. Actually, these down. Okay. About section is also, skills are also updated. So you can see the recommendations. So she have added the recommendation and it increases your profile chances. When people will come to your profile. Actually, recruiters have very limited number of in-mail options, even with Recruiter Lite. Okay. So sometimes what they do is they see the profile thoroughly and then they organically reach out to you guys. Okay. So these things are going to help you only in the organic opportunity side. Okay. So for recommendation, again, we'll be sharing some ChatGPT prompts. You can also add, I'm open to jobs. So in your profile, there is an option from where looking for job option, you can activate on your phone. And in that, you can add where, in which location, what type of role you are trying to see. Visibility also you can add. Do you want recruiters to see you are open to job opportunities or everyone? So from there, you can choose that and add it. Second thing is how to find the job, how to connect with relevant people. And I am sending requests, but no one is accepting, right? So networking is again very, very important. Your visibility, recruiters, like if you have good number of recruiters in your profile, then the chances are on the higher side that you will get organic opportunity. Okay. And you can add relevant people from that industry as well. So if you are trying to target associate manager profile, then you can connect with senior managers. in the company to get, to understand if there are requirements or not. So if you are targeting manager position, never ever connect with managers directly. Okay. Or HR, to be honest, if organically HRs are reaching out to you, that is fine. Otherwise, the chances are low that even if you're connecting with them, they are going to see the message. Because what happens is many people are also doing the same, right? So you can check which companies are hiring and you can connect with people who are working in these companies. We can, okay, one more example I'll give you. Suppose I want to connect with Ashik, okay? So one thing I can do is directly send him a request, okay? Then chances are low maybe he will ignore my request.
Yeah.
Okay, he can ignore my request. But suppose what I do is I go to his profile, I see his latest thing that he have shared, I interact with it, okay, and I leave a very thoughtful and good message, and then I'm sending a connection request. So it is not that necessary to personalize the connection request that you are sending, but interacting with person's profile and then connecting with them is again very important. Okay, you can also attend LinkedIn events. So online events are there for networking purposes. You can check in the search bar section what all new events are taking place on LinkedIn. So you can check with the hospitality domain or people who are the managerial place there.
I was just checking how we got connected. I remember you sent me a message. Hi Ashik, I recently came across your comment on LinkedIn engagement. I completely resonate. I love to connect. So that's how I
Yes.
connected, yeah.
So that way, otherwise, if I would have written, okay, Ashik, I would like to connect with you. Personalization plays a very important. Right? You can connect with LinkedIn groups. See, every day at least spend 10 minutes in commenting people's profile. Okay, you can use automation tools like Galaxy to do your networking. So you can add a list of people, add keywords, what type of people you want to add in your LinkedIn, and you can connect Galaxy with your profile. When you will create an account, there are multiple options to it. Okay, so there is one option, invitation plus 2 messages. In this, what will happen is you can connect with the person automatically. Additionally, once they are going to accept your request, you can customize after how many days what message you have to send, and again after how many days the follow-up message you want to send.
Is this a paid version or a free version, Galaxy?
It is a free version. For limited number of contacts, it is a free version. After that, if you want to, take advantage of other things, then it is paid. So actually, I have used it in my profile. Then only I am sharing it with you. Don't overuse any AI bots in LinkedIn because sometimes LinkedIn also blocks the profile. This I have used for 1 year or so. That's why I can assure you this works fine. Okay. So again, there is content strategy. So content help you in getting noticed in your by recruiters and all. So you can add about your work, your relevant achievements, maybe any program that you attended, any session that you attended. It is going to only increase engagement on your profile. And later on, suppose after a few years of time, you want to guide. Okay, suppose you became a good manager and now you want to guide people how to become a medical operations manager. Then you have a very strong foundation. People are already connected with you. They are engaging with you. So getting the clients will become very easy moving forward. Okay. So content, first of all, nurtures the network that you have added. So the people, maybe you add few very high level people from industry. Okay. You cannot just randomly go to them and ask them, okay, can you give me a reference? Chances are high they are going to ignore your message. But if they are again and again see your profile with some thoughts or maybe something about the domain altogether, then they are relating you to an expert. And then the chances are high they will reply to them. Okay. So we have to create good content pieces, share insights. From the analytics section, you can see how many people are viewing your profile, how many posts are getting impressions, search results and all. And in that, you can also check on a day-to-day basis how many people are interacting, how many impressions you are getting, right? Now we'll move to the most important thing, finding the jobs on LinkedIn. Okay, this is the most important. So for finding the job, there are 4 methods given by LinkedIn. One is easy apply, connect with company employees, explore company career pages, and then connecting with talent acquisition managers. So these are options, right? But if you want to find opportunities on LinkedIn, you can also use this hack. So instead, between the semicolon, I have added 3, keywords. Python engineer job. For you, you can also change it to, instead of Python, you can add dentist. Instead of engineer, you can also add UA if you are trying to find opportunities in UA. And then there is job. you will see on the LinkedIn job board with, the latest opportunities. So it will automatically arrange it on Google. The most recent opportunities you will see at the upper end. Then you can start one by one checking what all opportunities are there. Additionally, if you want to target manager, then instead of Python, you can write operations manager and medical UA jobs. So that way, through keywords, you can find opportunity. All right. From here, you can also change it from any time to past 2 hours, past 1 hour. Because on LinkedIn, there is an option to do it in past 24 hours. Google gives you an option to even see in the last hour who have posted the opportunity. So that way, what happens is you can cut past the competition. Earlier person who applies, the chances are high your profile will get. Now on each job boards. So if you search for LinkedIn job board, again there are multiple options, filters available on LinkedIn. Use those filters. Okay. Use experience level companies if you are having in mind remote opportunity. I believe remote opportunities cannot be possible. But yes, they can check that. Now, instead of applying through this, what you should do is you should go below and see who is hiring for this. The person who is hiring for it. Okay. And those people who are hiring for the role, directly connect with them. Find people who are working in these organizations. Search for the people working in this organization. Connect with them. Ask them for referral. Okay, hi, I saw your company is hiring for this role. I'm actually interested to work here. This is my resume. Can you give me a referral in your organization? So that way, if this person gets agreed to, give you a referral, they are going to either directly share your profile to HR's email address. So you are cutting down again on lots of competition. Okay, see here. Generally, if you are using LinkedIn Premium, okay, then in this space, the people who are hiring for the role are shared. So directly you can connect with them. Again, we can use, how many of you have used these and or nor gate systems during your learning period? I believe in physics, you must have read about it. Have any of one used these earlier? No? Okay, no worries. So LinkedIn also gives you an option to do proper search for people with different keywords. So if I want to find opportunities in dentist hiring in United Arab Emirates, okay. So whenever I'm using the terminology "and," it ensures whatever result it is showing to me, it should have dentist as well as hiring. If I'm writing dentist or hiring, then it is going to show all the posts where hiring is used and dentist is used, right? And then there is NOR framework, NOR. Okay. So in the NOR framework, you can add what tag you don't want in your profile. Suppose you don't want a profile, you need 15 years experience, okay, or previous experience. Then you can add that keyword to it. So in this way, you can find posts. So majority of the people, what they do is they generally check the jobs that are mentioned on LinkedIn. They forget to check posts. So if you'll see Gulf Career Hunt, in this person have posted an opportunity hiring healthcare jobs in EU. So he have mentioned multiple, roles for which he or she is or they are hiring. So you can also keep on checking the posts section, see who is hiring, connect with them directly, share your profiles with them. And from there, you can see in the past 24 hours who have posted and scroll through the posts and see what all opportunities matches to your requirement. Okay. Additionally, there are multiple other job boards, right? Like Naukri, LinkedIn, and there is Indeed, Monster and all. So you can do what thing? You can check what all opportunities are being posted there. See the company name. Either go to company's page, okay, see the website of the company, scroll to the career section there. And there as well, they have added the opportunity. So you can directly apply through the career pages of the companies, or you can connect with people who are working in these companies on LinkedIn and ask them for referral, rather than applying through your Indeed. Or if you all have any doubts, anything, any concerns, let's chat now.
I have 3 questions. I wanted to know, when we speak about experience, right? Do we actually put only the actual work experience, or do we, like for dentists, I've seen somewhere in the profile list from the start of the BDS itself, they will put that as experience. So should we do that, or only actual work experience?
So during your time when you actually started doing BDS, if you have done things which are considered under experience. So suppose I'm a teacher, I am doing a BS degree, right? So in the first year of my BA degree, I'm doing the learning. I'm not doing actually something tangible. But from my second year, they ask us to go to schools and teach people to learn about. Then this is experience. This is hands-on experience. So that you can use rather than, adding irrelevant things, because it can happen. They may ask you, cross question you, okay, during that period of time, what you were doing. So during interview, it can create a problem.
Okay, great. Second question is, when you put open to work, sometimes I don't know how it looks like, but then sometimes when you put the open to work kind of banner, people don't exactly reach out to you. Is that true?
Okay, it totally depends on it. If you are already working somewhere and you are looking for new opportunities, they may reach out to you. It is not obviously necessary to add open to work, tag, but generally people who are looking for a very low notice period. Okay, so companies are there who want you to join within 15 days or 20 days of notice period, and many people have like 45 days, 90 days of notice period. So recruiters, what they do is they search for people with these actively looking for job thing, and they directly reach out to them because they know okay, they will be available to join directly. So the positions which are very high in demand, for that it works fine.
And the last is, there are HR recruiters. I don't know, there are companies a lot like Careering HR. So when they send mails, do we respond to those mails? Like I've had terrible experience with Shine.com. Okay, so how do we know which recruiting agencies should we go in for?
What you have to do is, whenever first of all, I do believe in Shine. I believe Shine have the most fraudulent kind of things. What I see happening. Maybe there are few good opportunities available on Shine. Instead of that, what you need to do is see the names of the agency they are giving and search directly on see what they have mentioned, what they are sharing about. And if you feel like it is a legit, okay, you can also check their LinkedIn pages. Companies have their LinkedIn pages on, right? So you can check if they seem legit, then you can directly reach out to them on LinkedIn. A recruiter maybe on LinkedIn, okay, I got this message from your company. Do you think my profile is relevant to any role you are? So don't randomly click on links. I believe nowadays many fraudulent activities are happening. So be very cautious about these things.
Hi, so I wanted to ask two things. Firstly, how important it is to be verified, and secondly, how important it is to have a brand colors relevant to your LinkedIn profile. It's you talked about personal brand.
Okay, Ashika, I have asked a bot to join in. You can allow. Thank you. Okay, so the question was about firstly the color scheme, right? You were asking about the color. Okay, so look, Sarah, what I'll tell you is colors are important if you are trying to hire people or attract clients. If you're trying to find job opportunities, it doesn't matter that much. So for me, my color scheme is black and blue. Okay, all my posts, all my info that I'm sharing on LinkedIn, I'm making sure that color is again and again repeated. It is going to help me getting recognized. Okay, so for me, I am getting clients from LinkedIn. I'm not targeting job opportunities. If you are targeting job opportunities, colors and all, it is fine if you do that. If you are not doing that, that is also not a problem. Okay. So what is the goal of your profile? Like, do you also want to become someone who is helping people or use LinkedIn to generate income source for yourself?
I think that being a dentist, I would be aiming for jobs, and even though I would be wanting clients, but LinkedIn would not be the right platform for that because patients might not be coming with it.
Actually, LinkedIn is becoming one of the space where majority of the people try to find relevant people. So obviously, clients will come through other portals as well. I believe there are multiple applications as well where you guys share your experience and all. So keeping it, adding your portfolio would be more than it. If someone wants to check your LinkedIn, with that, they can see your portfolio, see your work, and it won't be necessary in that case to have a color scheme.
Okay, and what about being verified?
Verified is important. I believe verification nowadays, LinkedIn have started doing via government IDs.
Yeah.
Okay. So that way, if your profile is legit, it is verified, then LinkedIn also knows and other people also know that, okay, you are the right person to call. As I mentioned, in the name of jobs, there were lots of fraudulent activities happening. So LinkedIn have taken this step to increase your privacy level, increase your protection from these fraudulent activities. If a recruiter is reaching out to you, if their profile is not verified, so be a bit conscious. I'm not saying they are wrong or they are not a recruiter only, but be a bit cautious, check the company pages and everything, and then, engage a lot with.
Yeah, and it's free, so you can anyways DigiLocker, if it's there, you can get it done. The only thing is that once you're in UAE, the DigiLocker doesn't work. So if as much as you are in India, get it verified, because our passports are not NFC enabled, so we have to use DigiLocker. So that works only when you are in India. So when you are in India, get it done. So that's what I said.
The majority of the people here are from India only.
Yeah, mostly Indians are there, but some are in UAE or otherwise. We heard some.
I have one last question, that how important it is to post content or repost someone else's content if we are aiming for recruiters to hire us. To recruiters look at that, or just a relevant experience with the
The main purpose of developing content is to increase your visibility on it. Additionally, the benefit of creating content is if you are adding your previous experiences, if you are showing results. So I remember someone shared a post with before and after shots of dental picture, I believe in your group itself, right? So that way, if some recruiter is coming to your profile, they have an idea what you are doing, a physical proof. So without even asking you for a resume, through your LinkedIn itself, they can check what exactly you are doing, what are you achieving. So for you, as a person who is trying to search for opportunities, it is not necessary to everyday post. Within 15 days, once you are posting, it is more than active. It will make sure that your profile is active. Because I, as a recruiter, if I check Sarah's profile and I see last time she posted 5 years ago, I will feel like maybe she's not a LinkedIn active post. Okay, then I won't reach out to you on LinkedIn. I will feel like maybe I won't get a response back from. So once in 15.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, Dr. Rishi, for extending, we'll just take these 3 questions and we'll close it for the. Hi, doctor. I think there's some problem with this network. We'll switch to Dr. Farzana.
Hello. Hi, Himanshi. Hello, Ashik. Thank you so much. Insightful lecture. For the sake of time, I'll just go quickly. I have 2 unique problems. One is I have very vast experience, okay, and I have pivoted my career in this span of around 18 odd years. So initially my profile was more about the clinical, and now the last 3 years it's more about a managerial role I already hold and how to showcase. The second question I want to know is I'm having the same issue with content strategy. Like I want to kind of tie up both, and there is a unique space where dentists with this problem are there and will be my audience. It's not necessarily open to work, but it is to attract like-minded people and collaborate and create a community. So how would you go about it?
Okay, look, we have to figure out the content pillars. Whenever we are trying to build a brand, attract like-minded people or create revenue generating stream through LinkedIn, then you have to figure out the content pillars. We have to first divide down your profile in terms of years, check what experience you are having in which section, and try to see where are the bridging gaps, the correlating factors. Okay, who is writing? India doesn't come out, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Fairly strict.
that's because you're trying to do it from UAE. Once you're in India, the DigiLocker option comes in. So if you are already using a DigiLocker, you are in India, and then you are trying to do it LinkedIn verification, it works.
All right. Okay, no worries. So yeah, Farzana, as I was saying, in that case, you will have to divide your content into multiple phases. So you can create content few days, like there is a 7 days week. On Monday, you can add experience from your dental side. Then on Wednesday, you can add a experience post from your managerial level. And then on maybe Saturday, you can add combined both, where you used both of the things. And one day you can keep to attract, like always give call to action at the end of it. Okay, whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to build, add that at the end of it so that people will understand by going through your profile what exactly you are trying to achieve. Okay. Similarly, for people who are looking for opportunities, if you're posting something not very, don't sound very needy, but very simply add few things. Okay, I am interested in this particular area. I'm looking for these opportunities. Make it more simplified. Use ChatGPT as much as possible. I'm telling you, this is the best thing that ever happened to humans. ChatGPT is like a holy grail. Okay, it is going to give you very good results. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Farzana. Himanshi, just want to ask, how important is to like your own post?
Like your own post. I believe loving yourself is very important. So it is not going to create any impact. Either you like your post or not. It can increase 1-digit number to your profile, but it is not something relevant. But I believe if you have spent too much time into creating something, then you should also like your post, right? By initial level engagement. Yeah. We'll start. you are getting.
Thank you.
That's the only use. Otherwise, it doesn't create this.
Let's get to Dr. Emia. 2 more questions and we will close the section. Dr. Emia, please.
Hi, Himanshi. Hi, Ashi. Thank you for a good, really engaging session this week. Himanshi, I have a question. I have been seeing the posts in LinkedIn from recruiters, and I often notice people commenting, "I'm interested," and just that I am interested. I don't know why that is happening, and is there any relevance to that? If someone is posting a hiring content, and what is the best way to get noticed?
Okay, so if on the content piece already there are more than 50-60 comments, then commenting I'm interested is not going to bring you anything. So if that is the case, then directly, as I mentioned, either reach out to recruiter, but to be honest, if you are reaching out to recruiter, 90 other people are reaching out, right? So what you can do is see which company they are hiring for, find people who are working in these companies and ask them to reach. Okay, so LinkedIn, your LinkedIn Premium gives you an option to send emails even if you are not connected with someone. Okay, I believe it costs around 1,000 and 1,200 or 200, right?
Yeah.
I believe
Indian price is cheap. Once you're in India, just get it if you're.
like it is cheap. And additionally, I'll tell you one thing. I got one hack. Okay, for this, there is one person from whom, because before mentioning anything to my clients, I try and test things on my. Okay, so I have gotten a 6-month subscription in 5 weeks. Okay, so I'm using that from last 2 months. It is working fine. Nothing is challenging enough. So if you all are also interested, I will share his name with you, so you can get also you get at a reasonable price compared to.
Thank you, Dr. Emia. And last question for the day, Dr. Sonika.
Hi, I want to ask then how LinkedIn algorithm works, especially in terms of improving visibility and engagement on a post. As someone who is trying to grow professionally on LinkedIn, like I would like to know, I would like to understand what kind of content platforms perform better and how often we should post.
So first, let's take care of the how often we should post. So that totally depends on what you can do consistently. If you can post twice a week consistently at the same time, okay, and be available to engage with your people, okay, then it is fine. Okay, do post twice a week. If you are having the capability that every day you can post, that is also fine. So you have to choose the number of days you can post, but at least twice a week would be good. Okay, on the initial time period, then you can make it to thrice a week. Now, second thing you asked was to increase the engagement. Okay,
Yes.
so there is one hope. Sorry, not hope. There is one hack. So what you can do is you can check the ideal profiles. There is going to be a profile that you admire, right? Okay, this type of profile I have to create for myself, right? And go to their comment section. See who people are engaging with it. You will get your target audience. What type of people do you want in your profile? Who are going to be engaging? You can start connecting with few people from there, with whose thought process you feel more attached, and then start reacting to their comments. Second thing, LinkedIn algorithm is different and changes very often. Okay, so for few profile, single image post work best. For few profile, there is normal carousels type of post work. For few, videos work. So what you can do is in the first 2 months, you can check and see what type of posts are working for you. You can also check what time is working for. For me, 11:30 a.m. works the best. So I post usually at 11:30 a.m. For some people, their audience is more available during 6. So for them, 6 p.m. work. Okay. So that way you can see for yourself what is working out, what is not working out. That is all try and test initially. Once you get the idea, the hang of it, then yes, it becomes easier.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
So thank you everybody for attending the session, and Himanshi, that was like really wonderful, like almost hands-on, like kind of a workshop kind of experience. That's the first webinar that we had, like kind of like workshop kind of experience. Really great actually. I hope you will be able to share the slides with the team if it's possible, or the prompts part. And for the team, I'll be sharing again Himanshi's profile again in the Byte Pack. Feel free to connect with her. Just send in the request with the details that you had attended the Byte Pack webinar. Put a context to it, like she might be getting a lot of requests and kind of like that. So stay connected, grow together, or hopefully we'll have more sessions coming. And thank you, Himanshi, and thank you everybody.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. It was great connecting with you too. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye.